KuKirin are now designing electric bikes, and their first attempt to bring in a lightweight folding city e-bike seems to exceed all the expectations. But is it really that good? Let's inspect. Hey everybody, really great to meet you. I'm Michael the Tech Mishka, and today, besides testing the Max Lens Mod 2.0 for Hero 12, that's a new electric bike. And lately, I'm absolutely sure that in the next few years, those lightweight, folding, easy to carry, easy to store electric bikes are going to become even a bigger trend. So here's something that has been on my priority list for quite some time, and finally I got the chance to try it out. V2 by KuKirin, one of those marvelously good sounding electric bikes for $650. And I'll say it up front, it's been quite a pleasing experience, but I did discover some corners cut. So in this episode, everything good and bad about the V2 in order to find out whether that's the right fit for you. Let's dive into it. Apparently, the affordable price is among the key strengths of this particular bike, and it can be even more tempting if you check the video description for the best possible deal. This is almost half of what Ado are ready to charge you for their A20 Air, less even than Decathlon's Between series, so I'm really eager to help you finding out whether it is a good fit for you or not. If you wonder how such a low price for an e-bike is possible right now in 2023, there are certain tricks and optimizations that brands like KuKirin use, like the fact that they keep the box very compact. This here is the size of a regular electric scooter box, and you have to do part of the assembling by yourself. Luckily, you're not supposed to assemble any of the electronics. It's about getting rid of the cable ties first, then mounting the front tire, and here's some great news, a QR mechanism for that one as well. Many more expensive e-bikes have skipped such a lovely feature. Install the front fender and tighten the front light, then mount the handlebar, surprisingly easy because it also is based on a quick-release plate. Put the seats, it's unusually heavy because it hosts a battery, then you have to figure out how the electricity connector works. It's connected from the bottom side, then mount the pedals, and within 30 minutes at a relaxed pace, you should be riding ready for the V2. Of course, after you check the tire pressure and check about the battery status. Build quality of this bike feels good, it's nowhere near premium, the paintwork is also just fine. Having such an affordable price, another corner cut is the one-size-fits-all frame. Therefore, tall people may feel a little uncomfortable in certain scenarios. KuKirin are highlighting the reasonable structural design of their frame, but despite the promise for maximum strength guarantee, it has only 12-month warranty according to the terms listed on their official website while I review this unit. So that's something to keep an eye on. The specs sound quite promising. KuKirin equipped their V2 model with a 250-watt brushless motor which can output 35 Nm maximum torque, a 7.5 Ah battery, 15-degree uphill climbing ability, range of up to 45 km, 20-inch tires, dual disc braking system, 7-gear Shimano transmission, compact size and weight of just below 19 kg. The specs reveal that we have an excellent value electric bike over here. It comes with a rear hub motor, meaning that the motor is integrated in the rear wheel, and luckily doesn't make the rear side unnecessarily heavy. It's 250 watts, meaning that it's within the EU regulations, and the maximum torque that it can output is around 35, which is about right, especially if we compare to the twice more expensive Ado Air, which goes as much as 42, and in city environment you wouldn't make any difference. What does make a difference though are the mechanical gears, because especially when you go up hills, that's a huge relief about the pedaling that you have to do. Other than that, construction looks safe and sound, good choice of components. For the first around 100 kilometers, I didn't notice any structural issues. Quite the opposite. Now, the bike doesn't seem to have any suspension, so both the front and the rear tires are supposed to soften the riding experience, and maybe KuKirin could have gone for 3-inch tires. The battery is integrated in the seat post. It's completely detachable, meaning that you can remove the seat and charge it at some other place while keeping the bike in your garage, for instance. What I didn't like though is the connector, which is placed here at the bottom. A bit inconvenient if you ask me. And the thing that stunned me a little bit is quotation here, the one key folding, according to KuKirin. Not really sure what they mean, but there are 3 steps to fold this e-bike. You can put the seat down, then you can fold here the front handlebar, the pedals as well. That's a fold grade, and then we can fold the bike into 2 pieces. And that's the KuKirin V2 in folded condition. But I'm pretty sure it's a lot more interesting what it can do when it is being unfolded. In order to find out whether the bike is good or not, we need to ride it as much as possible. If you wonder about my feedback about the motor performance, I'd say it is quiet, it is responsive and does the job right. Not as smooth as a torque sensor backed motor. Apparently, this is yet another area where KuKirin saved some dollars. A good torque sensor would cost more than $100, while in here we apparently have a basic cadence sensor worth just around $10. But for a city bike, it is fine. 3 electronically controlled grades of speeds, first one supporting you up to 15 km/h, the second one up to 20 and the third one up to 25. The motor is 250 watts, and also counting on a dual braking system means that it's perfectly fitting within the regulations for almost all the EU countries. I didn't find a CE compliancy stamp on mine, though. And all this electronic support comes on top of the 7 gears that you count on. A Shimano derailleur. Unsurprisingly, KuKirin have settled for the cheapest possible option. Yeah, we have the Tourney in place. The range covered by a single battery charge would be depending on your weight, on the acceleration habits that you have, on the traffic conditions, on the temperature. I managed to reach close to 37 kilometers on my first charge, and I was using the pure electric mode from time to time, a feature you may want to physically disable if this is not allowed in your country. The KuKirin's battery pack inside V2 has surprised me in the good way. So did the brakes, but together with the derailleur, they would be among the components I'd happily upgrade. Luckily, V2 weighs only 19 kilograms, unlike the super heavy fat tire 20 inchers, but it's still worth thinking about an upgrade. Because other than these suggested components, there's not much more that you would need to improve. There are fenders on the front and the rear sides, and they seem to have good quality too. There is no suspension for the front fork, keeping it lighter and eliminating another possibility for something getting loose and causing noises. A front and a rear light, controllable from within the electronics. The handlebar is also well designed with a QR plate, which immediately means that you should avoid putting too much pressure on it. It's just far away from the strengths of mounting bike stems. The display is small, but in my opinion, quite perfect in terms of size, and you can read the characters no matter the light outside. You can control the motor support using these buttons. If pure electric mode is desired, this is the lever, and yes, very often in conflict when you try to access the gears. Now, before the final verdict, let me talk about the drawbacks. The bike is rather uncomfortable to carry, like going down some stairs is gonna feel awkward. The range is not as good as with some other alternatives. There is no smartphone app, and the electronic feels a little outdated and slowly responding. But just think about it, you pay $650 and in return you get a fully equipped, good-looking, quite capable folding entry-level city electric bike, and many other brands would charge you 2 or 3 times more in order to bring in similar specifications. So I think other brands like Ado with their A20 model and Fido with the D2 and the Fido X models, they are in a serious trouble because the KuKirin V2 seriously undercuts their pricing and offers very comparable riding experience. And if you go for those 2 extra upgrades that I've suggested throughout the episode, you're going to pay no more than $100–150, and that's significantly going to increase the reliability. And that's my take on the KuKirin V2. I hope you have enjoyed the whole episode, and in case you have questions or you want to share your opinion about the current state of electric bikes, be invited. Comments are down below the video. As usual, in the video description area you're going to find a link to order the bike at a discount and some more ways to support my work here on the channel. I'm the Tech Mishka. Look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye!